Mazen, I would like to start by thanking you very much for coming and being part of the Palestinian Canadian Life Story Project.
You're very welcome.
So, here we are. It's February 17, 2012. This is a life story project and interview where the idea really is we're going to take a walk through your life, along a path of your life, and we may take a detour, and we may take another detour, and we will come back to the path, and that's how it is a really, really simple plan. So if we could start maybe, just say your full name and say when and where you were born.
Okay. My name is Mazen Al-Khairi, in Arabic, Al-Khairi. Here, because the Kha is difficult to pronounce, it's Mazen Al-Khairi, okay? I was born in Jerusalem on November 16, 1938.
Al-Khairi means something? Or?
Khairi, actually from the word khair, khair is goodness. So Al-Khairi is the goodness people or something like that.
It's a nice name.
Yeah, it is a nice name.
What about Mazen?
Mazen has lots of names, lots of meanings. There was a tribe in Arabia that were famous for their prowess and so on. They were called Bani Mazen.
Okay.
And Mazen also from Al-Muzn, which is the clouds that bear rain that are and bring goodness to the earth.
Yes.
Yeah. That's it.
Goodness upon goodness.
Also goodness, exactly. Al-Khairi actually it derives from our great grandfather who lived about maybe 350, 400 years ago. He was a very well-known and famous alim. Alim means a religious scientist who had students coming from all over the Islamic world at the time, from China in the east to Morocco in the west. His name was Khairuddin al-Ramli. Ramli belonging to Ramla, which is our hometown.
You're from Ramla.
Exactly. So because he left us some endowments to his family and so on, so the family became the family of Al-Khairi.
Which was his
Khairuddin.
Yeah.
Khairuddin al-Ramli.
You know, it's funny. I mean, normally one would ask somebody about their parents and grandparents, but this guy was I don't know.
Oh, we have the family tree.
You have a family tree?
Family tree, I don't know if I'm bragging or not, but
Go ahead.
actually which takes us back to the second Khalifa,
Wow.
Umar ibn al-Khattab.
Wow.
Yeah. And this is all written in lots of books and so on.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the pathway then was from
Mecca, Quraysh, until of course then during the expansion of the Muslim Empire, they moved from one place to another. The family.
Yes.
Yeah.
But your ancestor from Ramle.
Yeah.
How did you come to know about your ancestry?
First of all, lots of the good families in Palestine, they know their ancestors. They have the family trees.
Yeah.
Is
that a special art to make a family tree? Or
no. Most of the families that are of sort of good backgrounds, they are very proud of their ancestry and so on. Like all over the world. Families are like that.
Yeah.
And I, of course, learned about it from my father, who learned it about it from his father. But we have it all written, you see. Yeah.
Where is it located?
I have a copy of it.
Yeah.
Now the one who's keeping records is my brother in Amman, in Jordan. He keeps record of all the newcomers.
Yeah, the babies.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's great. There's one in every family who has that job.
Yes.
That's
also
cool.
Najat's family, they have the family tree.
So then we're going to hear. So, all right, maybe, but let's sort of, for the moment, try to focus on, did you know your grandparents? And where? So you were born in Jerusalem.
I was born in Jerusalem because my father was the district commissioner of Jerusalem when I was born. Of course, he then was transferred to Hebron, Nazareth, Ramallah. But in 1948, he was back in Jerusalem. After the blowing up the King David Hotel, he was asked by, of course, because we were under the British mandate, he was transferred back to Jerusalem to take care of the aftermath of the bombing of the hotel.
Okay, so and what? So now your father, and did you know any of your grandparents?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, on both sides?
On both sides, to a lesser degree.
Yeah.
My maternal grandfather, who died earlier than the rest, he died in 1945.
Yeah.
I was 7 years old,
Yeah.
and he lived sometimes in Palestine, sometimes in Egypt, because he expanded his wealth and so on into buying property in Egypt.
Right.
But I know my grandmother very well. She died in 1960.
Oh, your mother's
My maternal. I also know very well my paternal grandfather died in 1948 after we were ethnically cleansed from Ramle. He couldn't take it, so he just dropped dead he was visiting his neighbor.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yes,
He just
absolutely.
dropped dead.
He
Your
just-
paternal grandfather.
Yes. And then my paternal grandmother lived up to, I think, 1964 or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only person that I didn't know very well was my maternal grandfather.
Yeah.
I knew him, but not very well. Don't remember very well.
So, were they? I suppose there may have been other older generation family around, or
Around, not
No.
to my knowledge, no. Yeah, I know my father's grandmother, who was, she lived for a long time, and she died sometime, I think in 1946, 47.
really.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
she was around in your
She was
lifetime?
around, yeah. I
Wow,
know, yeah.
your great grandmother.
Yeah, living with her son, Sheikh, Sheikh Mustafa, who was my paternal grandfather. He was the mayor of Ramle many times, I think for about 20 years.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that continued. The Ramle sort of.
Yeah, well, the family is
Yeah.
very well known in
Yeah,
Ramle.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so when you were born and growing up in Jerusalem, who lived with you?
Well, as I said, immediately after I was born,
Yeah.
my father was transferred to become the district commissioner of the Hebron area.
Okay, right.
Okay, so we moved there.
Yeah,
We stayed there for about 4.5 years.
yeah,
And then he moved to Ramallah,
right.
present-day Ramallah. You know,
Right.
you hear about it many
Yeah.
times. But it didn't last. This appointment didn't last very long. It's 6 months.
Okay,
And then he moved to Nazareth.
okay.
Okay, and I think he stayed there for maybe from about 44 to about 46, about 2 years or so. That I became of school age.
Yes,
Yeah,
in
so
Nazareth.
in Nazareth, but
Yeah.
he didn't put me in schools there because they were having problems with their scalps, the students and so on. They had some sort of
Oh, lice or something.
not lice, no,
But-
not lice, some sort of problem which I really don't know much
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
So he put me with my grandfather. My first 2.5 years of my school life was with my grandfather in Ramle.
No.
Yeah.
You went to live with him?
I
From
went to live with him
to
from
Ramle?
Nazareth, yeah, and my dad and my mom used to come and visit every weekend.
So how was it with your
It
grandfather?
was I'm the eldest boy of his eldest son,
Yeah.
so there you go.
You're a
You know,
prince.
I was spoiled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many siblings in your family?
One brother and one sister.
So, and you're the oldest of
I'm
six.
the oldest one,
Okay.
and we were equally divided
By years?
by age.
Yeah.
I mean the difference between myself and my brother is 3 years,
Yeah.
5 months, 3 days. The difference between my brother and my sister is 3 years, 5 months, 3 days.
That's crazy. How is that possible?
We always ask my
What
pull,
did you do?
we pull their leg and then,
Yeah.
how the hell did you do it?
Okay, so but now I'm really curious.
Mm-hmm.
This studying with your grandfather, you were spoiled. But what did it mean to be spoiled? I mean,
Well, First of all, he put me in school way before I was supposed to go to school.
Okay.
The rule in Palestine at the time was no child will go to the first grade before he is 7 years old.
Okay.
I was put in the first grade when I was 5 years and 8 months.
Oh la la.
Oh la la, exactly.
Yeah.
Of course, not by the influence of the mayor. Yeah. Anyway,
But how did you handle that?
I
Because-
handled very, very well. I was
Really?
always the top
Really?
of my class. So I finished my secondary school education when I was 16 and a half years old.
Wow.
Okay? And I went to study in England, in civil engineering.
Okay, so this I want to hear about also, but now I didn't hear enough about your grandfather.
Yeah.
What was his name again?
Sheikh Mustafa.
Sheikh Mustafa.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you lived with him, but did he also teach you things, or?
Well, you know, they how grandparents teach their children about ethics and about how to be good to people and so on and so forth. Because he was very, very, very well known personality in Ramle.
What was he like?
He was so lovable.
Really?
Yeah, I know, for instance, from my mother.
Yeah.
She said, he's so much dear to me that maybe I prefer him to my father.
To my
yeah,
own
because
father, yeah.
because he is so kind
Yeah.
to all people.
Really?
He was really an unbelievable person.
Really?
His house was always open for people to come in. His house, and I'll show you a picture of it,
Yeah.
was located in a 1 acre plot, and we had rose trees that were so high
Yeah.
that all people who had either weddings or funerals or whatever, they would knock on my grandmother's door
Yeah.
and say, please, we need some roses.
Or they took the roses
You
from
would tell them, all right, here's the ladder,
Yeah.
here is the scissors,
Yeah.
you go up, you pick up whatever you want.
Really?
Yeah.
What color were the
the rose trees at the time
Yeah.
were huge.
Yeah.
You know, they're not like here, and you have to cut them every. Yeah. Well,
You have a picture?
Yeah, I have a picture of the house.
Okay.
Okay. I had even when I went in 1997, I saw the rubber tree where my swing used to hang. Yeah. The only difference is, first of all, they reduced the size of the garden because they widened the road, and this thing was this was built by Saladin.
Yeah.
This minaret, so that you can watch the movement of the Crusaders from the top here.
Oh, for heaven's
Okay.
sake!
Yeah,
Really?
and it is
Can you
on.
see it?
It is on the Palestinian £5 note.
Oh, for heaven's
Yeah,
sake!
yeah.
But this was, this is
This was
where?
very near my grandfather's house.
Right.
Yeah, okay, and I'm going to show you the house now. This is the small alley behind the house.
Okay.
Okay, this is the only they added
Okay,
this
but
this
hold it
prefab.
right out, so
Yeah,
she
sure.
can see it right side
Okay.
up. Yeah.
I'm trying to find
Yeah.
the entrance.
Okay.
Where? Yeah, here, right here. You see?
Okay.
Yeah, and it says here
Yeah.
a branch of the Ministry of the Interior.
I see.
Yeah.
So that is actually the wall
This is-
around the garden, and the
Yeah,
garden
exactly.
goes way
And
back there.
it was this way. Yeah, because
ah.
they took, I don't know, about 5 meters or
Yeah.
more to widen the road.
Yeah. Well, this is the place where, is that where you were telling me when you went,
When
and
I
the
st-
piano was there and all that?
No. This
that's
is another place.
Yeah.
This is another.
Yeah.
This is my maternal grandfather's
Okay,
house,
okay.
where the piano is,
Okay,
and there are
we'll
pictures of
come
it,
back
of course.
to
Yeah.
that later. So okay, so this was where you lived as a
I
boy.
lived for I
Yeah.
lived for 2.5 years there.
Yeah.
Then when my father was transferred to Jerusalem, okay, he took me with him.
Okay.
Yeah, and I went to school in Jerusalem till the hostilities started and so on.
Okay.
And the British mandate was over on the 15th of May.
Yeah.
So we went back to Ramle.
Okay.
And there we stayed until July of 1948.
Okay.
Yeah. The hostilities in Ramle, the first attack occurred in May, and it was repulsed by the townspeople. There were no other army or whatever to help. They came later on, but we and then the trenches were dug around the city because we were advised it's better to do that, and they were manned all the time until, I don't know if you want to hear about this now or later on, until July, as I said, when there was no more ammunition left and so on, and
well, I want to hear it. Let's come to it when we come
when
along
we come
the
to
path.
it, exactly, yeah, sure.
So, all right. So, but now, when you got to Jerusalem, then you were what, 9 years? No.
Yeah, I was maybe about 8 years old. We stayed from 46 when my father was transferred until we left in May of or maybe a little bit earlier. We left before my father in 48. Yeah, I was in a school called Al-Umariya. Al-Umariya. Yeah.
What kind of school is it?
It was up to elementary school level only. No secondary school, because then you had to move somewhere else.
Yeah. Okay, right. And who was it? Who was teaching there?
Well, they're all Arab Palestinian teachers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they were not clergy or?
No. They were all civilians.
Civilians, yeah. Were there any clergy in your family, or?
No, it's my grandfather who was a clergy.
Yeah.
And when my father was growing up, with his uncle, who is almost the same age, the sheikh told them.
Their father.
Their father,
Yeah.
the sheikh. You know, he said, "No more sheikhs.
Really?
You have today.
Yeah.
These days are the days of science and learning, not in Al Azhar University where he graduated, but you have to go out and study outside."
Okay.
They had started their studies at what is called kutab, which is, you learn at the hands of people who know a little bit of mathematics, a little bit of religion, a little bit of language, and so on.
Yeah.
So when the Friends School in Ramallah opened up,
The Friends?
the
Quakers?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He sent his son and his brother there.
Wow.
And in 6 years, because they were 13 years old at the time, both of them,
Yeah.
they actually got their what is called their London matriculation exam. They passed.
Oh.
Both of them went to the AUB in Beirut.
Wow.
After graduating, both of them were sent to London, the University of London, to study.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's quite a good
Quite
education.
an achievement.
It's fantastic.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
That was really a fantastic university in Beirut.
At AUB, yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Wow.
my dad and my uncle, when they returned, of course, they worked with the British mandate government.
Yeah. What had they studied? Do you know?
My father studied economics, and so did my uncle.
Yeah. What's his name, your uncle?
Kholusi. I'm going to show you his photograph in this book here.
What about your mother? Did she
My
study,
mother,
or?
yes, my mother studied. They were sent to Jerusalem, not to Ramallah, by my grandfather. The whole family of Tajis, they call them. Okay.
What is Taji?
Taji, which is my wife's family name.
Okay.
All these school children are from the Taji family. This is my mother.
Ah! That's your mother.
That's my mother, but all of them are Tajis.
Oh.
Boys and girls, okay?
Oh.
And here, this picture was taken in London at the wedding of one of the friends here. This is my dad.
Oh, no.
And this is my uncle. Where is he? That's one.
Your
this
dad's
one.
brother. Can you see
No,
it?
that's my dad's uncle.
Oh, your
but
dad's uncle.
It's the same age.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so you were all the time talking about your dad and his uncle?
And his uncle,
Oh,
yeah.
I thought you meant his brother.
No, the brother of the sheikh. The younger one, because there were 10 brothers. Okay? They were the same age.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay?
Wow. We really need several years to get your story. So, yeah, I mean, so